welcome back. I am so excited to have you in my class. As usual, you will be having an exciting time learning about the topic Jesus prays to his Father for us. Jesus is always in the business of praying for us. He wants us to be closer to God. What is prayer? Prayer means talking to God and God talking to you. So prayer is a communication between you and God. When you talk to God, God also responds to you. So prayer means having a conversation or a discussion with God. Yes, it's possible. You can actually discuss with God. You can talk with God. Yes, you can. Jesus started his day with prayer and ended it with prayer. As a child of God, we must pray always too. Jesus prayed so many prayers. And one specific prayer he prayed for us to God was that Jesus prayed to God saying, Father, I pray that all of them will be one, just as you and I are one. You are in me, and I am in you. I want them also to be in us. Then the world will believe that you have sent me. You see that kind of prayer? That was the prayer Jesus prayed to God for us. Love your enemies. Jesus taught us to love our enemies. In one of his popular teachings, the Sermon on the Mount, in this sermon, Jesus said something that will really surprise his listeners. He said, you have heard that you should love your neighbors and hate your enemies. But I say, love your enemies. Wow, can you hear that? He said, love your enemies. And if someone does something wicked or bad to you, pray for them. Can you actually pray for your enemy? So let's see some of the reasons why we should love and pray for our enemies. It demonstrates the love of God to others. When you pray for your enemies, it shows the love of God to others because God loves everyone. Number 2 reason why we should pray for our enemies is that it sets a good example for others to follow. Yes, pray for your enemies, set a good examples for others to follow. Number 3, it turns enemies to friends. Wow. Remember, if somebody offends you and you pray for them, you've automatically forgiven them, and so you guys will become friends again. You see, it turns enemies to friends. Jesus prays for his enemies. Can you pray for someone who hates you? Most likely no, right? But Jesus prayed for those who killed him. The soldiers brought Jesus and the other thieves to the place called the Skull, which is Golgotha. That's where he was crucified. There they nailed Jesus to the cross and hung him between 2 criminals, 2 thieves. One was on his right and one on his left. Jesus said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. Then the soldiers divided up his clothes by casting lots. Jesus prayed for his enemies. As his children, we should do like for our enemies too. Wow. Jesus prayed for his enemies. We should do the same. Jesus prays for the thief on the cross. While on the cross, one of the criminals hanging there on a cross made fun of Jesus. He said, aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and save us. But the other criminals scolded him. Don't you have any respect for God? Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus answered him, say, today you will be with me in paradise. You see? Say, I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. So Jesus prayed for him to be with Jesus in paradise. So Jesus prays for the thief on the cross. I know you've learned so much about Jesus prays to the Father for us. Till next class, always pray for your enemies. Bye.